5 years ago, Genesis was barely an idea. They were Hyundais rebadged with a logo that looked a bit too much like Bentley. But today, Genesis is the real deal. It's more than just a luxury brand with a discounted price tag. And in fact, these price tags don't see much of a discount anymore. This is the 2022 Genesis GV70. If you are in the market for a luxury compact crossover, it needs to be at the top of your list. But before I go any further, please remember to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel and hit the bell so you hear from us every time we publish a new video. If luxury cars are about making a statement, not many speak more clearly than the GV70. The interior is exquisite. We have blue leather upholstery with red contrast stitching and red seat belts. That is sure to get you some attention. Everywhere I look, the Genesis GV70 shows me something special. There are soft touch materials all over the place. This carbon fiber trim, the beautiful knurled metal knobs, the comically wide touchscreen, it all screams quality and high cost. I particularly like the design of this HVAC display. It's an organic shape, highlighted with this red accent lighting to match the stitching and the seat belts. And the center console is sculpted to make the phone cubby and the cup holders easy to access. This interior is the definition of form meeting function with no compromises. The seats are supremely comfortable. Our test car is a 3.5T Sport Prestige trim. That's the top of the line. And it comes with heated and cooled front seats and heated rear seats. I could spend all day in here, but then I wouldn't get to tell you about the exterior. Admittedly, we have a lot going on here. You can't miss the huge grille nor these fake vents. Genesis unveiled these split design headlights on the 2021 G80 sedan, sort of an evolution on the redesigned 2020 G90's headlights. They're unique, to say the least. Our test car has these insane 21-inch 5-spoke wheels with this web pattern stamped into them. They look wild and, again, unique. Now, I will say the wheel wells, they feel a bit big to me, despite the massive wheels. Now, overall, the GV70 shares a bit of the same profile as the Audi Q5. They're very similar. One differentiating factor, though, is this bit of chrome trim that runs below the rear quarter window rather than above it. I really like that. At the back, the wide-spaced Genesis letters are flanked by split taillights that wrap way around the back, far into the tailgate. 3.5T trims have massive round tailpipes housed entirely within the rear bumper, while 2.5T models have more vertical pentagonal exhaust outlets. I think that the Genesis GV70 would benefit from a bit of a styling tone down, because it just feels a bit loud. Now granted, each of the individual styling elements does work on its own, so I'm not positive what I would lose. Maybe the wheels. But you tell us, what should we lose here? Or should Genesis keep it all? I'll tell you what I wouldn't lose, this engine, because the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 in this car, it makes this GV70 more similar to an Audi SQ5 than it does a regular Q5. It's akin to a BMW X3 M40i or a Mercedes AMG GLC. It's fast. The base engine is a 2.5-liter Turbo 4 that makes 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. Ours makes 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet. Shucks. There is plenty of thrust. I mean, power is available right from tip-in. Genesis put launch control on this thing. Clearly, performance was top of mind. Now, Stephen Edelstein drove the GV70 for CarGurus earlier this year, and he noted that the chassis never quite catches up with that engine, and I'm afraid to say that he's right. So, I mean, despite the performance aspirations here, the GV70 always feels kind of big. It definitely feels a little heavy. It leans in the corners. And so it has an available electronic limited slip differential, and that helps. And sport mode will add some significant weight to the steering feel, but it's never enough to really make this feel authentically athletic. If comfort is what you're after, well, the GV70 delivers on that front. So we have 21-inch wheels, but despite them, the suppleness of the suspension, let's call it suppleness, that really soaks up all those potholes and road imperfections without offering too many theatrics. Add in the fact that the brake feel is very firm and predictable, and overall this remains a very, very pleasant car to drive. And when you go fast, well, let's just say you can go fast. For the past few years, BMW and Mercedes have owned the tech conversation at this end of the segment. MBUX and iDrive are both insanely capable bits of software, and they're finally intuitive to use. Well, with the GV70, Genesis adds a third voice to that conversation. The big screen looks amazing, although some space ends up unused, particularly in Android Auto, where you end up with 3 screen displays, one of which is the useless Android Auto box. The camera feed is outstanding. It's super sharp, and the 3D surround view mode is fast and crisp with no perceivable lag. The controller is perfect. Push it, turn it, swipe across it, it's intuitive and it feels terrific. Plus, this is a touchscreen, not that it's easy to reach or anything. Unfortunately, I can't see the GV70's head-up display when I'm wearing polarized sunglasses. And the driver info display has a 3D view mode that's a fun party trick, but not as crisp as it should be. The edges look fuzzy. Both of these party tricks could definitely go back into the oven for a little bit. Now, some other tech features to note. We have a wireless device charger in here. There is a 110 volt AC power outlet for the back seat, and Genesis promises over-the-air updates for the GV70. Now, the Lexicon 16-speaker stereo sounds really good, if not totally immersive. It doesn't exactly feel like I'm in a concert hall, but I'm also not about to complain about this stereo sound quality. With regards to safety, neither the IIHS nor the NHTSA have crash tested the GV70 yet. But let's talk about the safety tech that we have on board. First, there's adaptive cruise control with stop and go capability, and granted, that's kind of more of a convenience feature than a safety feature. We also have automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, lane follow assist, lane change assist, pedestrian detection, cyclist detection, driver attention monitor, blind spot warning, and rear cross traffic alert. That is a tough batch of features to beat. But wait, there's more. Optional on this vehicle. You can get this surround view monitor as an option, same with the blind spot view monitor, which might be my favorite safety feature. Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis are the only automakers I see doing this, putting a video camera feed display in one of the driver display gauges, and I love it. Now, there are some more gimmicky features, like Genesis's remote smart park. Basically, that allows you to park the GV70 using just the key fob. You don't actually have to be even sitting in the car. Now, I can't really see too many instances where that's going to be super useful, but a car like this is expected to deliver on some of those cool and wow factors, and it certainly does that. With regards to the back seat and trunk space, 28.9 cubic feet of cargo space behind the rear seat isn't massive, but it's probably enough for 3 or 4 people and their luggage for a weekend. Now, you can fold down that seat, and then that opens up 56.9 cubic feet. Again, not enormous, but livable. If you need more space than that, you can look up the ladder at the Genesis GV80, which is bigger. Considering those cargo space specs, the rear seat legroom is also surprisingly good, and headroom is definitely good enough, although folks taller than me might feel a little bit cramped. Now, you can get the Sport Prestige package, which adds $4,900 on top of the $5,000 Sport Advanced package, but it does add the sunshades. Yes, you heard that right. This Genesis GV70 is wearing $9,900 worth of options, plus an extra $500 for the paint, and then another $1,045 for the destination charge. And that brings the total cost here to $64,045. That is a fair sight more than the $41,000 starting price for the GV70, but you can trust me when I say that this car is worth every penny, because if the GV70 were a baseball player, we would describe it as a 5-tool athlete. It can run, it can throw, it can field, it can hit for average, and it can hit for power. This is an upscale, comfortable, and capable crossover that can do it all. And you don't have to trade it to the Dodgers to avoid the luxury tax. So hop into the comments and you tell us, would you take this car or would you rather pay for an Audi SQ5 or a BMW X3 M40i? You can head to CarGurus.com to read Steven Edelstein's review of this car, and as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.